Hello friends, welcome back to Messier Gaming. Taking another look at The Rising. Me and my friend Matt moved to a new server and we started working on some stuff. And I figured before we started going super further into the mid game, we talk about how the early game went for us and some tips and stuff like that to get through. So to start off, if you looked at my last video, you'll notice this base looks a little bit different from the one I was using. There's a lot more stuff going on and it's significantly larger. And that's because we discovered a lot more about what was going on in the game and how to actually properly utilize a lot of stuff and how to get more things, abilities, weapons, stuff like that. So I'm going to walk through kind of what we learned in our like 5 hours we played together or so. So first off, about the roof, we discovered that after a certain point, like jumping into the mid tier, you start to build actual castles. You get the floor, you're going to upgrade the walls, and then a roof will populate over that area when it creates a room, I guess. We're going to work on that soon. I just didn't want to get there before I kind of explained the beginning point and getting to the midpoint of the game. We'll just start at this corner and move downwards. So in this corner starting off, we have our coffins over here. We haven't upgraded to stone coffins yet. I'm not really sure if they do anything different. I hope they do, otherwise why have them? But you know, who knows, maybe they heal you or something, I don't know. Moving over here, we have our blood altar. This is a really cool feature that I didn't realize was there. You can hunt basically bosses throughout the world and get their abilities, so that was pretty awesome to find out. And this is actually how some progression is locked, so you actually have to go out and find these guys to get the particular items and stuff. And they also give you cool powers as well to start using, like one lets me turn into a wolf, just like that, which is pretty cool. And then I got this dope chaos ball thing that is busted early game, to be honest. If you can have somebody, like a group of 4 or 5 people, try to get you that boss, that thing's busted. It melted through all the bosses so far. It's great. Moving on here to the castle heart. At a certain point, actually getting these essences has not been actually all that difficult, as we've done more high level things. So that's not something that really needs to be worried about so much once you start getting the hang of stuff. So that's the castle heart. We upgraded it to level 2. Which allowed us to get a bigger border, which is kind of crazy. I don't know who gets an 80 border castle at this point, but you can if you want to. It's totally up to you. Coming back to the wall over here, we still have the regular chests because we haven't beat the boss that gets us the big stash yet, but we're not burning through 2 of them too much. We're using a lot of stuff because a lot of things get stored inside of the workstations. Research desk over here, kind of that classic, you know, you find a book, you research a kind of thing. Your clan, who's kind of your team members, me and my buddy are in a clan, you share recipes. So if one of you learns in the research desk, the other one can come over and learn that recipe as well, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. So you don't have to have a dedicated crafter. The blood press over here, we kind of talked about it last time. All the stuff that's there is still there. We're getting these greater blood essences. We haven't used them yet. We're mostly using this for storage at this point because we have so much essence that this thing is totally full. And we have, what does it say, 5 days of time before we're gonna run out, so we're not super worried about running out of that anytime soon. Same old sawmill over here. We haven't done anything else with this yet. Same old stuff. Furnace is what's gonna get you your bars and stuff. Speaking of, let's just throw some stuff in there. The copper bars are kind of few and far between. One thing I noticed, we moved to kind of a mid-level area over here. We're still a little under-leveled for the area, but one thing I noticed is I went all the way down here because I figured there wouldn't be as many people around there. I was absolutely right. I found a lot of copper, so I TP'd down here, and then I made my way back up here, grabbing all the copper on the way, and I made out great. So if you do that, you'll be in good shape. You got this woodworking bench from killing one of the bosses, gets you all sorts of stuff. We haven't tested out the fishing pole yet because it's got kind of expensive materials for what we have right now, and rather just use that for other stuff. The simple workbench is kind of something I didn't explore last time, but it's just a workbench you make to get particular things, mostly armor and stuff. This thing's nice to devour, so once your stuff is broken or busted or you don't need it anymore, you can throw it in here and it'll get you materials in the bottom. That's pretty cool. Grinder gets you all sorts of new materials. The stone brick, when you grind up stone, you get dust with it as well. That's super important for getting these floors, getting the walls to become castle, and then getting the roof so you don't have to run this mist barrier all the time. So that's pretty cool. Moving out of the castle, we learned a few things about combat. Your higher quality weapons are going to get these cool abilities like that, which will absolutely melt the lower level enemies. And each ability is pretty self-explanatory. This one will give you a little shield, this one will throw that stuff out. I'm still using the Veil of Blood space kind of a dodge because it's working really well for what we got so far, especially with ranged characters. They go for your phantom there while you can run around and hit them. So that's super duper useful for that stuff. As far as what we plan next, I don't think we're going to move too far ahead of each other, like when we're not online together, but we're definitely going to upgrade our castle next. That's coming up very, very soon. And I think we're going to exhaust all the bosses in the Fairbane Woods area a bit, just to make sure we're moving in the right progression. We're not skipping too far ahead and stuff. I mean, we skipped some stuff, like we skipped some lower level tools, because we just wanted to go straight to the copper ones. That seemed to be worth it. We kind of jumped the gun on the spear, and that helped with a lot of the bosses we were dealing with. So that's pretty awesome. There were horses. I think Matt must have lost them while I was gone or something. Or maybe they just despawn. I don't know. But you find them kind of in the wild and out and about. And then if you go to a village, you can find them as well. And you just jump on it and you ride. Nothing crazy to it. I don't know if there's going to be any mechanics later in the game or anything like that to have them or call them or stable them or something. But that's definitely something to look out for. So it's pretty cool. Again, just to mention, this is a PvE server, so your PvP may be a little different. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more difficult, and you probably want to do that with friends. So we're going to do this first, and I think once we get a hang of what's going on, we'll move to PvP. Like, once we start reaching the late game stuff, then we'll go to PvP, do this again, do it the right way, and do all that stuff. But yeah, so here's the beginning to the mid-game progression. If you have any questions, leave a comment, ask around. If you have any ideas for videos or what you want to see done in V Rising, let us know as well. Leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you later.